back to Dave and Audrey Does Outdoors. Just a very quick Happy New Year, Happy Christmas, little round up of the year, but also a little look at my new Thermarest Z Lite sleeping pad that I got for Christmas as well. Audrey's had a really nice Christmas. We've had a couple of wee good long walks and at least one camp recently, so she's done well. If you're new to the channel, this is Audrey. She comes on all of my adventures. She's an 8-year-old Jackadoodle. So bit poodle, bit Jack Russell. Great little companion. Handles virtually everything that I throw at her when we're out in the wilderness, in the hills, minus 10, 50-mile-an-hour winds recently. Amazing little dog. She continues to impress me every time we go out. I'm just like, how, just absolutely resilient and enjoys all the adventures as well. So Happy New Year to everyone. Looking forward to hopefully sort of developing the channel a bit more this year, depending how much time I've got. It's been quite a busy year all in all, changing job and juggling a few extra projects. I've had a lot of toothache and I've got a bit of kind of tennis elbow going on, so feeling a little bit not aged, but it's just been a couple of weeks sort of tough things. So but we're getting there. We're starting the new year positive. I've had a nice week off with the family, a wee bit of time out with the wee one. So yeah, we're going to really try and my goal with the YouTube's always been to try and get to like 1,000 subscribers, and it's a slow, gradual process. It seems to be taking me ages, but again, it's not so much about the followers, it's really about creating content, getting out into the outdoors, spending time with Audrey, pushing me out of my comfort zone, making the effort. It's really easy just to kind of, it's windy, it's wet, it's cold, I can't be bothered. But every single time I go out, I always enjoy it. The last camp I did with the 50-mile-an-hour winds, that was the closest I've come to scrapping it. It was really windy and wet, and I couldn't get any signal, and I was tired and hungry, and the wind was supposed to die down, but it just got stronger and stronger. But by the time we kind of just relaxed into it and got the tent up, it turned out to be a good night. But generally speaking, every time that we go away, we always enjoy ourselves and have fun. She just loves spending time with me, and I just love spending time with her. Don't we? So, right, let's have a little look at this Thermarest. Now, let me get a little bit closer as well. Right. So this is the Z Lite by Thermarest. Now, I don't know why it's taken so long for me to get one. When I did my early camping and outdoor stuff, it was always the kind of closed foam cell sort of foam mats that we used, and then I discovered the air mats. You've seen them on the channel. Of a different Thermarest. I've got a summer one, and the winter one that I've got, I'm sure it's an R value of something like 6, which is one of the best R rating. Now the R values is all about kind of sort of thermal insulation, so it works out the kind of how slowly your heat dissipates through the mat. This is an R rating of 2, so 1 and 2 is good for summer. 3 and above starts to get into more winter, so 3, 4, 5, 6 starts to get down to kind of minus 10 type temperatures. So this is really what would be described as a summer mat. But the good thing about R value is that you can layer it up. So if this is a 1 or a 2, and my mat, say your air mat or a different mat was a 3 or a 4, all of a sudden you're getting, you know, like an R rating of 4, 5 or 6. So 2 of these or 3 of these, but 3 of these would be really bulky. You know, you end up creating a really good barrier between you and the ground. And definitely everything that you read, yes, you need a good sleeping bag. That was -10 that we had up at Dunkeld. I just had my air mat. I didn't have this. Last weekend I had this underneath my air mat and I was roasting. Now it wasn't as cold, it was the windy night, but I stripped off down to my kind of underlayer, whereas the weekend before or the week before the -10, I could have probably put more clothes on. So it's early. I've only used this once so far with my air mat, but I was describing this as a complete game changer. It's lightweight. I'll tell you some of the detail. It weighs 410 grams. It's 2 centimeters thick. It's got an R value of 2, and it's 51 by 183 centimeters. So it's probably about 6 foot long. And this kind of design, with these little kind of sort of pockets, is designed to kind of trap the air, so you end up creating like a kind of mesh thermal layer, and obviously the silver reflects the heat. And what I liked about this, obviously sleeping on seemed to make a big difference on top, underneath my air mat, but as well as that, I sat on it, I rolled it out. It's indestructible. If I get a puncture in my airbed, yes, I've got little repair patches, but if the worst came to the worst, you're always going to have something to sleep on. So I was buzzing on this. So this is the Thermarest Z Lite. Now this costs 50, which is, you know, for a foam mat, crazy. But you'll get decent mats for anything from a few pounds up to 50, 60 pounds. Because this was for my Christmas, this was kind of one of my main Christmas presents. So you can fold it like that and sit on it. So you've got a nice kind of sort of raised sort of seat. You could use it as a pillow probably if you were kind of, but you know, fundamentally it's for sleeping on. So yeah, absolute game changer. You've got a reflective side, which is the silver, and then you've got this kind of foam side. I don't know if it comes in different colours or not. This is the one that I sort of picked because obviously it's a tin foil side that goes up to reflect the heat. And you know, even for Audrey, when she goes away, I've got tin foil foam that I'll always put either 2 or 3 layers underneath her. I remember going away camping years ago and sleeping pretty well on the ground in my sleeping bag, and the heat, the ground just absorbs the heat out of your body, and therefore it doesn't matter how much you put on, you're going to be freezing cold. So having that thermal barrier between you and the ground is just as important as having a good sleeping bag. So yeah, I'm not going to ramble on. It's a wee short little look at this Thermarest Z Lite. First impressions, game changer for me. I mean, up here in Scotland at this time of year, it was snowing yesterday. It's been quite a cold winter for us. Today's not really got above freezing. Last week, a couple of weeks ago, there was 3 or 4 days it didn't get above freezing. We've had some snow. There's more snow forecast, so we'll get winters, and we should. I like it. I'm buzzing. I can't wait to get away again. Get double mats out, and I want to get a snow camp this winter. That's my one of my goals. So listen, I'm going to stop there. Like I said, wishing everyone a happy new year. Thank you again for everyone's support over last year with Dave Does Outdoors with his sidekick Audrey. Still loving it, still enjoying it. This year things will settle down for me kind of sort of work wise, so I'll be able to maybe focus a little bit more on some content creation. And a little look at the Thermarest Z Lite, one of my Christmas presents. So always building up the equipment, and there's always stuff that you need. Again, this is my decent Rab jacket. I don't take this away because it's really bulky. But spend as much. I would encourage you to invest, not necessarily in the best, but do your research. Look at the reviews, look at the brand, look at where it's made. You know, look how recycled. Rab use a lot of kind of recycled downs and stuff. Thermarest's quite local. It's an Irish company, so I like that. But like I said, in terms of these air mats, there's loads of good mats out there, and you don't need to spend an absolute fortune. And if you did layer up, and all of a sudden you're getting a really, quite a decent R rating to keep you warm. So all the best for 2025, everyone. I hope everyone's keeping well. Hope everyone's getting out into the outdoors and making some goals. And yeah, keep an eye on the channel, give it a wee thumbs up, like, subscribe, and we'll see you soon on another adventure. We're signing out. The little stove's on, so we're just going to sit out here and keep cosy with a little wood burning stove. This little one is absolute. I adore this little one.